Welcome back to Wisdom Today. Today, we're diving into the 6th episode of our Bhagavad Gita series, exploring the profound wisdom of Chapter 11, known as Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, the yoga of the universal form. We'll journey through a modern story that captures its essence. So let's begin. Imagine Dr. Lucas Morgan, a top emergency doctor in New York City. For 15 years, he was a hero in the trauma ward, saving lives day in and day out. But with every life saved, a little piece of his own faith chipped away. He had seen too much pain, too much loss. Children, parents, innocent victims. So many people leaving the world far too soon. The constant battle against death felt like a losing one, and it was wearing him down. One grueling night, after a heartbreaking loss of a young boy on the operating table, Lucas felt utterly defeated. He couldn't bear the sterile white walls of the hospital any longer. Seeking solitude, he made his way to the hospital rooftop. Below him, the city lights of New York twinkled like a sea of fallen stars. Above, the night sky was a vast, dark emptiness. He looked up, a question escaping his lips as a quiet whisper. Why do we even try if everything just ends? It was a cry of despair from a man who had dedicated his life to fighting an inevitable conclusion. The clouds above him didn't flash with lightning, but began to pulse with a soft, ethereal glow. It wasn't a storm. It was something else, something immense and alive. Slowly, as if a cosmic curtain was being drawn, the sky opened. Lucas stared, breathless, not at the night sky anymore, but into the very fabric of the universe itself. He saw swirling galaxies turning like celestial wheels, distant stars being born in fiery explosions of light, and entire worlds dissolving back into cosmic dust. It was a spectacle of creation and destruction on a scale he couldn't have imagined. But then, his gaze was drawn to something even more astounding. He saw millions upon millions of human lives, appearing like sparks, and disappearing just as quickly, all flowing into one single infinite, radiant presence. They were like countless rivers merging into a boundless ocean of light. It was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly overwhelming. He whispered, his voice trembling with awe and fear. It was a voice that was both thunderous and gentle. It said, "This is time. This is me." In that moment, Lucas's perspective shattered. He saw history unfold: wars, famines, diseases, accidents. But he no longer saw them as random, chaotic events. Instead, he saw them as part of a grand cosmic rhythm, a universal dance. Every ending wasn't a tragedy, but a transition, feeding a new beginning in a cycle that was endless and perfect. He wasn't in pain. He wasn't afraid. He was simply peaceful, a gentle light melting back into the greater, all-encompassing brilliance. Tears streamed down Lucas's face, but they were no longer tears of grief. They were tears of understanding, of relief. "Is inside you?" The cosmic voice replied with profound simplicity. "I am the birth of every soul. I am the death of every body. Nothing ever leaves me." The sheer scale of the vision, the infinite forms and endless cycles, became too much for his human mind to bear. Instantly, the vision vanished. The sky closed, the city lights returned to their familiar pattern, and the wind died down. Lucas was alone again on the rooftop, the cool night air on his skin. But he was not the same man who had walked up there. The emptiness inside him was gone, replaced by a profound sense of peace and connection. The next day, he returned to the emergency room, back to his work of saving lives. The challenges were the same, the stakes just as high. But now, Lucas was no longer afraid of death. He was no longer fighting a losing battle, because he had seen, with his own eyes, the incredible, beautiful truth of what waits beyond it. The story of Lucas reflects the core message of Bhagavad Gita's Chapter 11. It reveals one of the greatest truths. The divine is not just a loving creator separate from us. The divine is everything. Creation, destruction, time, eternity, life, and death, all are different facets of one single unified reality. When we can truly grasp this, our fear of endings dissolves, and in its place, true freedom begins. Thank you for joining us on Wisdom Today. If you found value in this story and its message, please like, share, and subscribe for more great wisdom told through short stories. We look forward to seeing you in our next episode.